You hear that? That voice in your head? Yeah, the one that's probably commenting on my voice right now. We've all got one. But what if I told you that voice isn't actually you? Today, we're going to challenge one of the biggest ideas you have about who you are.
I mean, it seems like a ridiculously simple question, doesn't it? Who's talking in my head? You're probably thinking, duh, it's me. But just hang on, because the answer, well, it's not what you think, and it might just be the most freeing thing you hear all day.
Think about it. From the second you wake up, it's just there. This nonstop narrator giving you a play-by-play of your own life. It just fills every single quiet moment with its thoughts, its opinions, its endless chatter. It's like, does this thing ever shut up?
So what's this voice even doing all day? Well, it's got a full-time gig, that's for sure. It's narrating everything you do like a sportscaster. It's judging every single move you make, way harsher than anyone else would. It's constantly worrying about the future and replaying every mistake from the past over and over and over again. And yeah, it's the #1 source of all that nagging self-doubt.
And because that voice is always there, it feels so personal, so close. So we make this huge, life-changing assumption. We just decide, yep, that's me. We take all its chatter, all its judgments, all its fears, and we think that's the core of who we are. We basically hand it the keys and let it drive.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. What if this whole time it's been a case of mistaken identity? What if that voice, the one you've always called me, isn't actually you? What if it's just, background noise?
And that brings us to the biggest, most mind-blowing idea of this whole explainer. Ready? Your true self does not use words. Just let that sink in for a second. All that chatter, all that judging, all that worry, it's all made of words, right? But the real you, the deep down core essence of who you are, that part exists in total silence.
So this really paints a picture of two completely different ways to be. On one hand, you can be lost in the voice. That's like being in a noisy, chaotic hurricane of judgment, constantly bouncing between what you regret from the past and what you're scared of in the future. But then, there's the true self, the silent observer. It's totally still. It's not judging anything, it's just watching. And it only exists right here, in this very moment.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do with this? The point isn't to get into some epic battle in your head trying to shut the voice up. Come on, that's a fight you're never going to win. The real goal is way, way simpler and so much more powerful. It's just to realize that the voice is like a radio station that's always on. It's not you. You're the one listening to it.
And when you start doing this, you begin to become what's known as a sovereign being. It just means you become the ultimate authority in your own life. I mean, you still hear the narrator, you still notice the thoughts, but you're not getting dragged around by them anymore. You're like the calm eye of the hurricane. So how do you even begin? Honestly, the first step is surprisingly simple. You just notice. Notice the voice when it starts talking, but don't judge it. And then, right in that moment, you just recognize, oh, hey, I'm the one listening to this. You create this little bit of space, and that tiny little gap, that's it. That's the start. That's the beginning of real freedom. Which brings us to the final and maybe most important question. It's really what this has all been building up to. If you're the silent, calm observer, and not that noisy, worried voice, then who are you really?